Right, really bad start to this week. Now, I had promised to show you the fitting of the Hell Performance braided stainless steel brake lines to the T100 Payday Projects bike today. A procedure that I thought was going to be fairly easy and straightforward, but the motorcycling gods had other ideas. I basically spent the whole of Monday in the garage filming and eventually had to abandon this project, and I'll try to explain the reasons why. Now, if you remember right at the beginning of this project, I fitted the Hagen Nitro shock absorbers to the bike. Now, they're a lovely shock absorber and I stand by everything that I've ever said about them. But one thing that I did mention in the initial review is that they are a very chunky shock. In fact, the diameter of the springs is about 50% larger than the stock springs and most replacement shock absorbers that are available on the market. Now, this has caused one or two little problems along the way because initially when I fitted that motor and chain guard, there wasn't enough clearance for it, so I had to cut part of it away. No big deal, you expect to come across things like this on a build like this. But unfortunately, this extra diameter has raised its ugly head again and stopped the job. Now, when I relocated the caliper, which is a common conversion, it was obvious that clearance between the caliper and the shock absorber was limited, although it wasn't really a problem. But unfortunately, when I fitted the Hell Performance rear brake line, it became obvious that it was creating a problem that I quite simply couldn't work around. I spent an hour and a half trying to realign and rearrange this cable to get the clearance from the shock absorber that's required, and it just wasn't possible. The end result being that on the move, this shock absorber is going to chew the brake line up in no time, and it's simply not safe to use. Now, I'm not criticising these shocks. If you've got a stock setup, they are great. There's no problem with them. But when aftermarket producers make parts like this relocation kit and the chain guard, they are working on the parameters of an original bike, and they simply can't take something like this into account. Now, it's reached the stage where it's obvious that we're just having to make too many compromises for the presence of these shock absorbers, so they've got to go. It's a shame, but there are other third-party shock absorbers out there, and if push comes to shove, as a temporary measure, I can refit the originals. I just need a bit of thinking time to work out what we're going to do next. Now, that wasn't the only problem that I came across. Now, it's over a year since I ordered those lovely braided stainless steel hoses from Hell Performance. And while still persevering to get this video produced and out for today, I got on with the fitting of the front brake hose, which ended in equal disappointment. Now, basically what it boils down to is that I ordered the wrong kit. This T100 is a late 2010 model, and in late 2010 Triumph made some slight changes to this model which required that the front brake hose had to be extended by 3 inches. So there are 2 kits available, the early 2010 kit and the late 2010 kit. Now, when I ordered this kit, I didn't have the full information about the bike. I hadn't even picked it up at that point, and I ordered the early kit when I should have ordered the later kit. End result being that the front cable was 3 inches too short. I've only got myself to blame for that. I've got in touch with Hell Performance. They understood the problem straight away. They are dispatching me a replacement out. I'm hoping that's not going to be too long arriving, but we've still got this problem with the rear shock to sort out. Rest assured, we will get this video done as soon as possible. Now, it would have been very easy for me to do a bit of creative filming and creative editing and produce this video in a way that none of you would have been any of the wiser, but you know me, I don't do things like that. And I think this video serves to demonstrate that things do go wrong. You can't cater for absolutely everything when you're doing a project like this. You are going to come across problems. That's a real world fact. There's nothing you can do about it. So I decided it was better to do this video, show you the problems that I've got, and then do a video later on demonstrating how we've overcome it. I think honesty is always the best policy. Now, with the amount of time wasted on Monday, I simply didn't have time to prepare anything else for today, so I'm afraid this is it. This is all you get. And I do apologise if it's disappointed people that were hoping to see that particular video. Now, I will be back on Friday where I'll be discussing in depth the C word, so don't miss it. Until then, please ride safely, and I'll see you soon.